All right, so in this case, right, I know I need to move my sensor forward. How do I know that? Because this is a premolar shot and I only have my second premolar in it. If you look here, I don't have my first premolar. So this shot is no good for a premolar shot because I have to have my premolars, all of my premolars in this shot. So this would be a retake. I need to retake that shot. So there's nothing wrong with my angulation. The problem is that my sensor needs to be moved forward. So I'm gonna kind of change my stuff up, get some fresh sleeves, right? Get a new tab to give myself the chance to get the best shot possible.
What do you need? Oh.
So remember, I think Scarrow asked me, okay, when do you move it from the left to the right, or in this case, due to the anatomy of Dexter, right, I felt like I needed to move that tab a little bit more to the right in order to get the tab placed on the, in between the first and the second premolars, and allow me to align my tube head more to where I would get that shot. Because when you're lining the tube head up, you're lining it up according to that tab, because a lot of times you can't see the sensor. So you have to have your tab in the correct place in order for it to align properly. So I moved my tab a little bit, right? I readjusted, got my sensor lined up a little bit better, right? Let's try this again, see if I can get the shot this time. Okay, so, right, it's a little angled because the tab is coming away from the plastic a little bit. But guess what? I have both my premolars in this shot and I have my bone levels in this shot. I also have the whole first molars in the shot. So, like I told you, you'll always get the first molar in that premolar shot. So you don't have to too much worry about it. It's a little bit angled, but I wouldn't count that against y'all because guess what? I have both crowns, both premolars, and I have the bone level. So if you had a shot like that, you would be fine. But you see, I had to adjust, I had to move the tab, I had to bring the tube head forward a little bit, right, in order to get both premolars in the shot. So, yeah, and then it's the same thing on the other side. Okay? Oh, let me see my book. Is my book still over there? Thank you. Okay, so we went over that. All right. So, right, we went over how to take the different shots, what different shots you're going to be taking, how many x-rays you're going to be taking, right? So at the beginning of the day, when the day first starts, what's the first thing you're gonna take? You're gonna take your step wedge shot, right? You're gonna take a step wedge shot, then you're gonna wash your hands, spray white spray, and start setting up your room, right? Getting your materials and all of that stuff. When you take your step wedge shot, the only thing you should have is your sensor and your step wedge, right? You test your equipment. Then you do that, set up, you got your room set up, you're ready to start taking x-rays, right? I get my patient from the waiting area, I bring them into the x-ray room, and if it's a female, what am I gonna wanna ask them? If you're pregnant, right? I'm going to want to ask them that, right? They tell me, oh no, I'm not pregnant, or it's a male, right? I get them in a chair. What PPE do I need to give the patient? The lead vest. The lead vest in the x-ray room will be your PPE. The lead vests are located over here in this corner, right? You will just grab one of those and place it around Dexter as such. Dexter. Don't hit your patient in the face with the lead vest. Like this. Right? Put your Dexter little lead vest on. Protecting what? What are we protecting with the lead vest?
Vital organs.
Yeah, we're protecting the vital organs, right? Then, right? The number one thing that you gotta remember is if you get an error, knowing what caused the error, so that you can fix it the second time around and not make the error again. Okay, you gotta know that, right? So y'all saw how I did a shot that was incorrect, right? But I knew exactly what I needed to do to fix it. And then the second time, okay, the shot's fixed. And we can move on to the next shot, right? So some of the things, areas that you gotta review for practicing, or while you're practicing, while you're taking x-ray shots, page 110 is a good page, because it tells you where to place your sensor. If you don't remember when I told you, okay, molar, you need to place your tab on the second molar. Premolar, you need to place it between the first and second premolar, right? It tells you on page 10. So you can refer to that page to tell you where you need to place that sensor tab in order to get your shot, okay? And then 113 is basically the lab. So if you forget a step, you can always refer to page 113 to tell you what you can do next, right? I don't want y'all playing around with the KBPs and MAs for intraoral. It's already set in the system. All you have to do is just hit the button, right? And if it says error, then you will hit the select button to reset it. Okay? So let me show you real quick the panel machine. I know we talked about that. Here's a panel machine right here. Okay. I'm gonna volunteer. Okay, so when using the panel machine, the number one thing is, right, you want to have your, there's a panel lead vest as well. It doesn't come with a collar. It just goes across the shoulders, right? If y'all have had x-rays, y'all seen those before. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your patient come in, right? You're going to have your patient step up. You're going to adjust it according to your patient's height, right? You're going to have the patient put their hands on these. They usually have somewhere where the patient can hold on to. You're gonna have the patient put their feet together, bring their feet forward, so they kind of have a lean to them like this. And then you're gonna have the patient bite down on the, don't bite down on the tab, but you'll have the patient bite down on the tab. If y'all come around so y'all can see, there is a line here that allows you to adjust the patient so that they can let's rotate. Oh, it's not rotating. Okay, I guess that's the part that don't work. Okay, you'll see this red line that's showing up on her face. That red line will allow you to adjust the patient. So you'll be like, okay, move your head a little bit to the right. Okay, yeah, bring your head. Okay, stop right there. Bring your head down, your chin down a little bit, right? And then at this point, they should be biting on the tab. You just have to get that to where that is aligned on their face and where this line is going straight down the middle of their nose. And this is going across. That's going to create that Frankfurt plane so that they can get a proper image on the panel machine. Now, you could go ahead and step back. On the panel machine, right? Remember we talked about the 5 presettings on the panel machine that will allow you to pick, right? And it will give you automatically what the KVP and MA is for that size patient. So we have child, right? We have adolescent. I don't know if it's because I got big fingers or what. Anyway, this is normal. Okay, so we have child, adolescent, young adult, or small female, small male, male, regular male, large male, right? Not only do we have those pre-settings, but you can change the jawline of the patient, right? So that the jawline that this patient has, let's say it's a large male with a large jaw, you might want to change that. Or if it's a very petite female and she has a very narrow or small jaw, you might want to change that on here, right? Or even if you're dealing with a child, right, you might want to put that at a very small jawline, right? That's because when this rotates, it's taking an image of the whole mouth, right? And if those settings are off, it can distort the image, to stretch the image, make the image a little bit too compact, that sort of thing, right? So all these settings are already in here for you to adjust as needed depending on the patient. Any questions about that?
Why do you think they have those handles? Why do we have the patient hold those handles? They lock their knees. That just keep still. Because if they start moving around, which you'll have, so you have to tell the patients to not move. If they're moving around, that image is going to be all messed up.
It's mainly to position the patient and then have them to be still. Okay, what time is it?